Okay, so we kind of left off at gathering of our images. So we could make, just to keep things organized, we could make a folder for images. So File, New Folder, and I highly suggest you do this. This is standard design practice. So I'm just going to put everything that I've been kind of thinking about using in here. Some of them are on my desktop, some of them are on my downloads, so it's kind of a good thing to just put them all in one spot so we're not confusing ourselves. So I'm just kind of, sometimes it helps to change the how things look in here so you can kind of look and see what they look like. And here, this is, this is our, dang it. This is our rough draft. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that in. Is that in there? Okay. Yeah, and I'm going to move this over. Oh, dang it. I'm not meaning to actually open these, but I need to use plug my mouse in and use that instead of, maybe if I click on the, oh, it's not helping. Oh, for Christ. Okay. This is a new computer too, and I don't know. Maybe it'll help if I, nope. Oh, that did not work. Okay, I'm having issues with really basic stuff here. Let me plug in my mouse and see if that helps. This might be too old of a mouse to use on my new computer. Yep, it is. Okay. Well, I'm wanting to put all of these things in here. Okay, that worked that time. I used the magic touch somehow. I guess I'll throw this whole thing in here too. And maybe I'll just delete that one out of here because then I'll have it. It'll be redundant. So I'm just gonna move to trash. So in here we have our thumbnails and stuff. And then with this images folder on the desktop, let's go into our documents in this folder. And if we close out of this, I can show you from scratch. File, New Finder window. And that's after clicking on the desktop. Go into documents. So here we go. Here's this. This is our poster and banner project. So we want to move our images. If I can do it, we want to move that into there. So that's kind of how you want to organize your files. And actually, I would suggest putting this within this folder, and then I'm just going to actually rename it and just make it InDesign banner project. So you can see it starts off with, in our documents, Graphic Design 350, InDesign poster and banner project, and then you have your images folder inside there. And this should go in there. So here's all of our images, and we're not necessarily going to use all of these. Like obviously we're not using this, but this is kind of like ideation stage. Gathering ideas and inspiration. And then, our thumbnails and rough draft, we can kind of refer to those if we need to. And so I think since we have all of our images kind of gathered, I don't have them all converted to CMYK color mode, and I don't have them all changed to CMYK, but maybe I'll do that as we design in InDesign. I mean, you can do all that first and then go into InDesign, or you can do it as you add your images in your layout within InDesign. So I'm just going to go ahead and launch this. I'm going to do full screen. File, New Document. So it's on picas. So we don't want that. We want inches. And there's a way to change that in in the preferences, but I'll just have to show you that later because I don't really want to get into it right now. We're going to do portrait, facing page. We don't need to worry about that too much because there's only going to be one page. Columns, gutters, we don't need to worry about that. Margins, bleed, and slug, we don't need to worry about any of that. And then if you go to print, so there's, print, web, mobile, so there's already kind of predetermined layouts. And if you're doing it for iPhone, they're in pixels because a screen size is in pixels. We have iPad Pro, 10.5 inch, so they have all the different models in here and the different pixel dimensions, but we aren't doing mobile or web design, we're doing print. And tabloid, since it's in picas, it's confusing, but we're using tabloid. I'll change that over to inches, but we're doing tabloid. So that would be 11 by 17. And you can also enter that in by clicking and just doing 11 by 17 and then create. Okay, here we go. And this try it stuff always just annoys me, but I'm gonna kind of bring the tools out here. Oh crap, okay. I don't think I have my screen. You guys can't see my whole thing here. I'm gonna have to adjust my screen. But if you go to File, or is it Layout? No, it would be Window maybe. And then Tools, it'll bring that back up. That was what I was trying to do. I will adjust my screen so that you guys can actually see my menu up here. But I'll have to do that in the next video. So I kind of like this layout best because I can see it. So I'm going to do that with my tools. This isn't really set up the way I like it to be at all. I usually don't use this. I use the pages. So I don't think I need that. If you go to Window, so let's open up Info, because we'll need that to check resolution. I'll just nest it in with the pages. Window, let's see what else. We need links. We definitely need the links panel. Window. I like to have the Align open and the Pathfinder open. So I will just put those under there. I don't usually use layers in InDesign. Some people do, but I don't, which isn't always the best, but just how I do it. I might actually put this one. Just kind of trying to arrange this stuff. I wonder what that would do. Oh, no, that's not good. I haven't done this in a long time because I already have my workspaces set up the way I like to have them. And I just I save them once I'm done. I'll go into Workspace, and then I'll do New Workspace, and I'll save it as Mary's Workspace after I'm done. So the stroke and color I like to have open. I don't know if there's anything else. Probably. I like to have the character window open. But this gives you a little bit of info on how to set up your space. No, I guess that's a pretty good demo anyway of how to set up a space. I mean, this is kind of not totally dialed in. I'll probably do that as we go here, but so anyway, we're in here, we're in InDesign, we got our pages. If I can put this, it's just not the way I like to have it at all, but I haven't done this in a long time. Anyway, you can see our pages here. We only have one page. So anyway, that's kind of how to set the workspace up. So if we want to start with that diamond shape, let's just do a File, Place, or Command D, or Control D, Command D, I think. And then so we go into our folder, we go into our project folder, we go into our images, and then I can change this to be well, Here's the diamond shape. So let's open that up. Click. Okay, I don't want you telling me that. Okay, so this is our diamond shape. If we want to transform that and make it bigger, which I'm going to make that bigger for sure. And the bigger I make it, the lower resolution is going to be on it, but so I'm going to have to watch that. And to see after you've transformed it, click on the selection tool, click on your piece. Actually, click on the direct selection. Is this the direct one? Yeah, direct selection tool. Click on it. You'll get that red box, and then go to your info panel, and it'll tell you what your DPI is at. So the effective DPI is what you're going to have to pay attention to, and it's at 100 right now, which is pretty low. I'm asking you guys to do 300, but as I explained to you guys earlier, for the sake of saving time, I just pulled this off my website, so it's low resolution. But I'm centering that kind of higher up in the, and if you push W, you can kind of, you know, see a clearer view of your workspace. So I kind of got that imported. I'm going to actually just construct the Haver star, I guess, is what I was thinking of doing. I think you use the polygon tool, and I want to say you shift and click, and then you use the, oops. Oh wait, no, I'm doing that wrong. Okay, so, no, doing that wrong. I know that there's a way to do a star. So if I do like, I wonder if I go to Object, Convert Shape. No, they don't have a star in there. I figured I could do a star pretty easily. There is a way to do it. There is a way to make a star using the polygon tool, but I can't think of it right now. We could do the text tool and then do like, I don't know, go into the character window, which this is just a chaotic workspace, but and if we go to like, we can type it into widgets, wingdings, now they might have a star somewhere in here, but that's actually kind of a, yeah, that's not the best way to do it. And actually, I'm not even sure if they have one. So if we go into type at the top, glyphs, there might be a star in here. Or we could even use, we don't necessarily have to do a star, we could do something like this. Or this, kind of like that. And there's diamond shapes. Oh, there are like star-like shapes. Yeah, here we go. So glyphs on wingdings. Double click. Okay, I brought that in. I'm really proud of myself for finding that. So there's, and I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller because that's a little too big to have that box that large. I'm just going to get in the way. And I'm going to use the free transform tool and click shift and then drag from the corner to preserve proportions. I'm going to make that quite a bit bigger, and I'm probably going to change the color of the star so that it kind of sticks out. So highlight that with the text tool, double click, and maybe we'll just do like a magenta. I don't know, whatever, pink. Maybe I'll change it later. And I was planning on maybe putting Haver next to it, but I might not. I might just for the sake of like simplicity. Haver's pretty much like in the top middle of the state. And you know, just because I chose this Haver idea doesn't mean that you have to go the Haver route and like have, you know, the pictures of bear paws and Cowan. It's just one of the ideas I had. You don't have to relate your design to Haver at all or the college at all. It can just be purely a piece of art that you decide to use. But on to the next video.